Hi everybody, and welcome along to Meet Your Trading Experts live and free. My name is Paul Botterill, and it is my great pleasure to have your company today. It is it's an exciting show for you. It's one that we are very pleased to be sharing with you guys. We are super excited, and our guest is our special guest, not just because he's made a lot of money in the last few months, but just because he's a guy who's been with us for a few years. He's just a good man. Simon will be known to many of you guys who have been to our live events in Bali in the last 3 years. You'll have met Simon there in person and had a chance to mix and mingle with him. And I guess importantly for a lot of people to verify that what we're about to see is a real person telling a real story. That is what we are doing here. Simon, you able to come on camera?
Yeah, coming up.
Cheers, mate.
You cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
I will talk to the host about that straight away and have them sort that out for you guys. Can we sort out Simon's access, please? Simon, you're a co-host, should be fine.
Hey. We're in it for the tech.
Mate, how you going, Simon?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Everything's good.
Mate, it's good to have your company. We really appreciate you coming and doing this. Really the objective today is to talk a little bit about you and your journey, and obviously talk a little bit about your results, but perhaps more than anything else, just let people know a little bit about your journey. About I don't think that many people on the trading journey have got as good a reason as you had to quit. I think there'll be a time when we'll talk a bit about that later on. Your reason to quit, I think most people wouldn't have got through that. You did get through that. Would like to share with people how you get through that, how you succeed, what you've done, what are the secrets to being successful, because while we teach a lot of people who are successful, just over $1 million is a lot of money. And we talked a lot about in the preparation for this in the last couple of days. We've pushed your record out there, and we've kept it quite general. Quite often, I think we've used 6 months instead of your real time frame. We've used $1 million instead of your real results. What's the truth of your results? What have you done in a trading point of view over, say, the last few months?
So since the middle of October, when myself and Josiah, who's here on my left, since we attended Shukri's weekend extravaganza, if you like, which was 2 night shifts for us. That was around about mid-October. Since that day, we've had 1 day off. I think we had Christmas Day off. We've been just full on in to this whole project. We've made a plan and we've just stuck to it. And we bought our first Bitcoin on the 21st of October. And it's just been full on from there.
So it's just under 4 months, and in that 4 months, profit for you is running at about?
Profit for us is running at about, we're 400 in on 1.8, so about 1.4.
$1.4 million in profit so far.
Yeah.
No wonder the chain's got a bit bigger, Simon.
Yeah. For us, it's stage 1 of a 4 or 5 stage program. After going through that whole weekend with Shukri and learning and researching and working out what this bull run is like, we know that there are certain stages throughout the year where this is going to get even crazier. So whilst we're looking at that, going that's good. We've got a good starting base. For us, it's just a start.
What's the goal, Simon? What are you trying to make in 12 months?
I don't even know that I don't even know that we have a goal. We've just all agreed as a team that we're in this for this cycle, and we believe, and Shukri will confirm, we believe that this cycle is probably going to end around this time next year. So I think the plan is to take out what we put in and just free ride this year and see what we can do with it.
Nice, mate. Nice, mate. So you started off with $400,000 in there. That's your initial investment. You're now at 1.8 million, so you're at 1.4 million. You're going to pull the 400,000 out at some stage. I'm a big fan of that, Simon. Get your money out of there and trade with their money for a while. And we're going to see if we can turn that 1.4 million of profit into, I figure, well, you're not saying, I figure you'd be looking around 4 or 5 million.
I'm gonna stick my neck out and say I think it's going to be a bit more than that.
Nice, mate. Nice.
I think if we work on a basis that we've, let's say, 3x'd the first stage.
Yeah.
We're trying to look at 3xing the second stage, 3xing the third stage, 3xing the fourth stage, and obviously that exponential growth might take us a bit higher than that. But we're not daft. We're not stupid.
Let me just see if I've got this right. Some quick maths from me. 1.4 times 3, 2 times 3, 12. That's a lot of money. You're starting to talk around maybe $30 million, Simon. I'll tell you what, mate, if you do that, I'm going to let you buy an expensive bottle of bourbon at some point.
I'll do that anyway.
Brilliant,
So,
Simon.
yeah.
Great. Look, I think one of the things that I'd really like to do, Simon, I think one of the big points about a show like this, right, is that it's fantastic that you've done it. And personally, I'm just wrapped for you. We'll talk a little bit about that, why. But what we're going to try and do is we're going to create the pathway from where you started to how you got to where you are. And see if we can pass on some stuff to other people that can help them to get on the pathway. Look, I'm just going to ask those that are in the room. We've got people in the room. We've got people on YouTube. We've got people on Facebook. But the people in the room, just give me a yes, please. How many of you would like to do what Simon's doing? How many of you would like to be able to three times a forex account? By the way, the Master Shukri. Let's see a few yeses. Yeah, I know it's of course. We're just getting some interaction, guys. Let's hear from you guys. How would like to do that? And the first people that answer are some of the people like you, Simon, some of the people that get involved in things that we do. And we'll cover that a little bit later on. But if you'd like to do that, right in here, we'd like to keep you guys involved as much as we can. So how many years ago did you join us at Actions to Wealth?
I joined you guys in November of 2015. That came about. I was on my hands and knees under a trader's desk in central London. We install structured cabling and data networks for some big clients, some dealer rooms. And I was scratching around, rolling around under a desk at 46 years old, thinking, what the hell am I doing here? I want to be doing what these guys above me sat on the desk are doing. And that's when my interest kind of spiked. And I spoke to my wife about it. I said, my knees are killing me. I'm 47. I can't do this for another 20 years. And my wife met Chloe one fateful Wednesday evening on one of your networking events in central London. And she came home and she dropped a piece of paper on the desk and said, there you go. And it was one of that's the first thing I saw was a big ATW at the top. And it was a load of making simple trading profits. And at the bottom it said, we're going to give you $5,000. You can trade our money. And that was like, wow, these guys clearly think they can teach me to trade because they're prepared to put their own cash on the line. That was on the Wednesday. There was a gig a few days later that you guys put on in central London as well. I went to that. I knew before I even got there that I was in. And within a week, I was sat in a room with you, Chloe, 4 other guys who had some experience in trading. I was the only one in the room that I'd never seen a chart. I didn't know what a bar was. I didn't know anything. And I kind of walked in on that Saturday morning thinking, I'm really going to enjoy this. This is going to be great. I really feel it. And by Sunday night, I was demoralised. and I walked home on the Sunday in the pouring rain through Hyde Park. And I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I was so overwhelmed. Like, for me, it was I'm never going to be able to do this. It's way above me. I just don't think I can do it. And I was defeated and a little bit broken, if I'm honest. And I went home, went back to work on the Monday, didn't do anything for 2 weeks, just kind of admitted defeat and got back to work. And I don't know what clicked, but at some point I just said, well, you've paid your money. It's not your money. Why don't you just put some time to it? And I started listening to the Trader Talk radio things were what got me through the first 6 months. It was a difficult year. I don't think I showed a profit. I don't think I made an FX trading profit for 14 months, and I couldn't work out what was. I didn't lose money either. I didn't lose a lot of money. I just didn't make any there was a kind of a brick wall that I just couldn't get through, and I needed to figure out what that brick wall was. So I took a bit of time out, and then it clicked one day that the brick wall for me was, I didn't want to lose your money. And I just couldn't, it was holding me back. So I made an executive decision about a year and a half into this journey to introduce my own funds. And at that point, everything changed. I think I showed a profit in the first month. I just broke the barrier down, and I messed around for a year. I made some money, I lost some money, but because it was my money, it was just so much easier for me. And that's kind of how it started. Sorry.
That's okay, mate.
When did I attend your first Bali? I can't remember what year that was. I think a few months before the first Bali retreat, I went on a bit of a run in terms of results. And I think I put 2 or 3 really good months in. And I made a decision at that point. I needed a goal, something to work to at the end of every month. So I decided and made a decision that at the end of every month, if I've shown a profit and if I've not drawn down that account by more than 4 or 5%, I was going to add £50,000 to my trading pot. That was about August 2018. I was with a broker in central London. I won't name that broker. I followed my account manager there, and I think it was just after the first Bali experience, I think it was November, he called me one day and he said, listen, your trading record's really good. The guys in the company like it. We want to offer you a professional status, some professional terms, if you like. And I was like, well, why do I need those? What does that do for me? Why do I need that stuff? He said, well, you get better margin, you get better leverage, you can do more, you've got more, you've got more ability, more room.
Well, by this stage, you were making pretty good money, right? You've been at this for a little while, and obviously you've got an ability to capitalize your account there. Not everybody's got. You're able to build up a bit of money in there, and the brokers were interested in you because you were making some decent money at this point, right?
With a low drawdown, yeah. Well, not decent money, 4% a month. That's decent money when you're only drawing down.
A lot of people in the world are like 4% a month, Simon. Yeah, no doubt at all. Yeah.
Yeah. And they obviously spotted that. I had a chat with the guy. I said, I don't know why I need it, Ben. I'm not sure why I need it. Does it help you? Is it going to help you if I do this? He said, yeah, it will help me. My commissions get better. And I'm like, okay, look, if it helps you, I'll do it. But nothing's going to change for me. I'm not going to do anything different. So I don't really need the 500 to 1 leverage they were offering me. That was early December. At that point, my trading account was at 250,000 GBP. That was the end for me. I thought that's all I need. I can go into 2019. I can trade 250,000 pounds, and I can make 2, 3, 4% a month. If I can do that, I don't need to work anymore. I was kind of set.
$10,000 a month for good as gold, right?
I was kind of set. It was mid-December. It was a really good year. I really enjoyed it. I learned so much from that first Bali experience. We'll come back to that in a bit. But I was just flying, and I booked I booked 2 business class tickets to Seattle with my wife. We were going out there to visit some friends. Life was good. Looking forward to Christmas. I landed in Seattle on the 19th of December 2018. I turned my phone on in the baggage lounge, and I had a message from my account manager at this broker that said he just lost his job, company was folding. I didn't have anything to worry about. Your funds are all segregated. It's a fully regulated broker. Of course, I did all my own work. No problem. Don't worry about it. I'll speak to you in January. We'll get this mess sorted out. But don't worry. I kind of went, okay. Okay. There's a little nagging thing in my mind that when I don't like the sound of this, like you do. Got through Christmas. Got home. It's January, and started looking through the document that I'd signed that day. Read the first couple of pages as I did the first time when I signed it, just to read through it. It's a 70-page document.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah. So at this point, I read the whole thing, and right at the back, the page before you sign it, in the smallest letters you could possibly read, was a little caption that said, "By opting to become professional, or by opting to have professional status, we reserve the right to move your funds from a segregated client account into our business account." And that's kind of when it went, done. And that was like that was a horror day.
Yeah, mate. I remember the next Bali trading retreat. You told us that story, and it's the I remember talking to a few of the team later on that night and saying, I'm not even sure it's right to ask them to keep going. They've done a lot of damage psychologically, it hurt, and and no one's going to lose that kind of money, and the money was gone, Simon. I know that part of it, and I remember thinking, boy, should we even be encouraging him to come back, or is this just done? Will he ever be able to trade properly again? Because psychologically, this is going to do some real damage to him, And I remember it was when you shared it in Bali, it was a very emotional session. I'm being devastated for you, just thinking that's just the wrongest thing. And look, guys, if you're trading, one of the good things about being a retail trader is that you're protected from this stuff. And when you give up your retail trading, and this is the thing, that Simon really was a retail trader.
He was.
But they managed to sneak him into professional trader. When you trade as a professional, you take on some different risks, and you're considered to be savvy in these matters. And it doesn't matter how savvy you are in these matters. It's pretty hard to. I shouldn't get into this too much, but I know what was in that agreement, and I don't understand how they can show you a balance in your trading account. We'll leave that for now. Anyway, bad day, Simon, and tough times, right?
Bad day, and the following 6 months, January to July, I couldn't look at anything to do with trading. It just made me feel sick. Looking at charts made me physically ill. I just curled up and duvet up, if you like, and stayed indoors. I didn't go out. I couldn't answer my phone. I was psychologically ruined. And at that point, I was done. There's nothing that can get me out of this. 6 months. That was 6 months. I got to June, July. I don't know what happened. Something happened with one of the guys here at work. We landed a project, a really big one. One of the biggest ones we'd landed for a while, and it just something turned then, and I just kind of snapped out of the hole I was in. I climbed out of it. I got back to work. Really started enjoying being at work again, and at some point in July, August, I opened an MT4 platform, had a little gander around, messed about a little bit nervy, a little bit wary, and then I remember thinking in July, you were putting out the training retreat call for 2020 or 19. Yep. And I'm thinking, there is absolutely no way I am going to be there. That is a pipe dream. There's no way I'm going to make it. And something made me go. Something made me just go, do you know what? They're probably the guys you want to be around. This is probably where I need to be. Or I can go there, take a week out, enjoy a bit of sunshine, get on the beach, listen to a few speakers. That's probably what I need. And it was exactly what I needed. That was the catalyst that changed my whole mindset. You guys.
I remember it was a big week, Simon. I remember, as I say, after you spoke, I remember thinking, gosh, it's hard from here. But I also remember that retreat being a retreat where the team just gave, and they shared a lot of stuff. And I remember towards the end of it also thinking that the content had been amazing. And when I sit in a room and think, wow, they're sharing some amazing stuff, I always think that the people around me must be feeling something similar. I guess I'm not particularly easily impressed with trading information. I remember that retreat as being quite exceptional, and the team, we are very lucky, Simon. We have an exceptional team, and I thought, it's tough. I thought they did a good job of trying to get around you and give you some support as well.
Yeah, it worked.
I like it when it works. It does make me happy.
Oh, right.
So let me ask you a question. I think you've answered it right. So when you came along to that first event, and one of the things my team give me crap about is I always tell them that I'm really lucky. And they always say that it's not luck. And I always go, actually, it's just luck. And the only reason I met you, I don't know if you know this, was because I got rung up on quite late notice and asked to help out coaching New Zealand over 50s at a World Cup for indoor cricket. And that World Cup was in Birmingham. And Chloe asked me to come and do an event with her while I was in the UK. So literally the session that your mum went, I got to the airport. I taxied to that event, put my bags out the back. Chloe spoke, and I just kind of gave her some support. She dropped me up to Birmingham to go to this event, and I came back from this event and did the event that you attended. And really, if they hadn't asked me to do the Indoor Cricket World Cup on short notice, I'm not sure that event would have gone ahead, and I certainly don't think I'd have been there. And
I wouldn't sitting here now.
Well, you'd be sitting somewhere doing something successfully because you're that kind of guy, but it would be a different, it's been, all the way through, it's been interesting to see you, but we are very lucky that we do tend to find the right people and somehow it works out. And I like your story, Simon. 14 months where you couldn't do it and didn't quit and wanted to quit, right?
Yeah.
Then you make the money and see the potential, 4% a month. That's good going. 50% a year, that's good going, right? Put a truckload of money into it, it gets stolen off you. For the guys on YouTube, if I've got to disclaim stolen, I mean, they stole this money. That is you back to the start. You want to quit and you've come back, you've gone to Bali, it's put you back on the rails. And I love this part of the story. I guess the question next for me, and you were trading the income creator with Chloe, weren't you?
I was trading for the first couple of years, yes, and then I picked up on your little gig, the bounces off the 200 EMAs and the weekly.
The one that I speak about in Bali each year, the trading. I talk about that.
As soon as I heard it, I went, I love that, and I kind of just honed in on that, and got it right and got it wrong and got it right and got it wrong, and I loved it. I still do it now.
It's one of the things, Simon, that I'm not surprised as a businessman that you like that strategy and you can trade it, because part of that strategy is being prepared to accept losses. But you're not going to get 50% right trading for those kind of results. You've got to be prepared to go, well, I'm going to take some losses here for when the £250,000 from forex was his own money, which he put into his to his own brokerage, and that brokerage used his money to run their company while they went broke. Correct. So that's that story and a bit more detail. So they took his money out of the trading account, put it into their account, paid their people with it, spent the money, went broke, and his money was gone. And look, without wanting to get into obviously that has been followed with legal action. All I want to say about that at the stage, if you're okay, Simon, is that it's come to a satisfactory outcome to some degree. It's not a perfect outcome, but there's been some progress there, as I understand. Is that the case or not the case?
That is correct. The UK FCA stepped in and kind of got to a decision that they thought it was wrong, and that they were going to compensate the professional traders and obviously the retail guys, who would be compensated anyway to the tune of 85,000. I got 85,000 of that back about a year and a half after, so that limited the damage by a third. Something else happened and is happening now, which, with a little bit of luck, I think we might see another 100k coming back out of that. So that 250 looks like it might only be 70.
Nice. I mean, Simon, 70 still sucks. It's certainly, it is one of those things where it was nice to have some experience and be able to be someone you can speak to during that process. I knew a couple of people involved, and I was able to have a chat here and there. I'm pleased you made some progress. So you've lost me. Look, Sandra, we're going to keep your question reasonably soon, and I think it's a really good question. And the question really is where we're going with this, Simon. It's going to be what you're trading now. And you've said Shukri's name. So guys inside our organization know what you're trading now. We're going to get to what you're trading now, but I'm going to ask you a little along the way. Look, one of the things I always like about you is, you've always been prepared to invest in yourself to succeed, right?
Yes. You've
always been a down-to-earth, I'm going to call you an old-fashioned palm. You're just a down-to-earth normal dude, right? It's some of the guys from Bali dropping some messages of support in there for you, and Simon, who would have seen the journey, I think. So you go back from Bali. You've spoken to us. You decide you're going to get back into it. What happened next?
I got back into it. Work got in the way a little bit. Once we'd done that project 2 years ago, we landed an absolute monster in London, in central London, which we are still working on now. It's been a cash cow. It's been all consuming. We've all had to get involved. So trading has kind of taken a little bit of a backseat in terms of FX. Still doing bits, but just distracted by what was more important in getting this project off the ground. That was most of last year. Forget about COVID. COVID's been horrible to say, but it's been kind to us in a really weird way. And we kind of got to August, September, and what I'm always a big fan of the US Open show, and I was always in on that show listening to those guys, because those guys
Ash and Jeff, right?
They just drop nuggets every day. It's just little golden nuggets that they just drop, and I was just grabbing hold of them and putting them all together. And then this crazy mad Malaysian turned up. and we were, there's 4 of us in the office, and we were like, wow, who is this guy? He's wicked. And we kind of tuned in every Tuesday, because I think Tuesday was his slot.
Still is.
Yeah, well, still do. And we were just mesmerised by what he was talking about, by him, by his personality, and it was kind of like, wow, this is crypto. And we'd had a little bad experience with crypto about a month before, where we kind of placed it. It wasn't a large amount of money. It was a small amount of money. We placed it with somebody.
For you.
Yeah, it was a crypto trader, and he wasn't, and he blew it, and we like, oh well, we kind of knew it was likely to happen, but it stoked our interest. And as soon as we sort of tuned in to Shukri every Tuesday, it was like, wow. And then you came along and said, here comes a weekend event with Shukri, and we were like, wow, that's us. And one
of the things, Simon, isn't it, that typically of you, right? Then, and I think we have to be realistic here and say that you've got your own business, and you've been in a comfortable financial position at the time that we've known you. But you're also a guy who's decided that if you want to do a program, you're going to do that program. You're not a guy that rings me up and says, can I have a deal, or can we do this, can we do that? In fact, recently you sent me a message on one of the products we did, this strategy bias thing, saying, I can't believe you can do this stuff so cheap. How do you do it so cheap? You're not a guy who says, I won't pay for it. You're a guy who says, I'll pay my money and learn my stuff, right? You've always been a doer of stuff, right? You've always been someone who's been committed to learning and getting better.
Yeah, that's just a passion for learning. You hear Ash say it all the time, how much he just loves learning. I am exactly the same. I just want to learn new stuff. It's what makes me tick.
So let's talk a little bit about Shukri. What sets them apart?
Sorry, what was the question?
Look, it's one of the things, we can talk a little bit about Shukri. The thing for me with Shukri is that it just takes a minute to get used to him, right? Because he's not linear. He's not a guy that goes A, B, C, D. And he's not a guy that if you ask him a question, 1 + 2 doesn't always equal 3 to Shukri. He goes around in circles, and he always answers the question, but he's creative more than logical. He's all over the place when you're talking to him, right?
Which is why you have to have a strategy when you're dealing with Shukri and his content. So we kind of worked out really quickly after that first weekend. It was like, whoa, wow, what just happened? What's going on? So what we did is we went back to the recording of the whole thing and played it on a half pace, just paused it and stopped and took bits out of it. So that's how we. I love his live events because they're just fun. You've got to be there.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Got great atmosphere, right?
Yeah, but we also know that we're going to miss stuff, right? It's going to go whack, 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 and it's going to fly off everywhere. So that's the beauty of the playback, right? So you can go through at your own pace, and you can go, right, okay, and then you can make a plan, and then you can work out a strategy. And that's kind of how we roll with him.
Look, I'm just seeing if he's in the room, actually. He is in the room. Hey, Shukri, how you doing? We'll leave you in. Look, next week on this show, we're going to have Shukri come in. He's going to talk about some stuff that he's doing. So we will have Shukri in, so you guys can hear his view on it. I really like that, Simon. One of the things we should make the point is that when you watch it live, that's not 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for you. You're up all night, right? That's an all-nighter for you. You get a bit of rest the next day, you come back, and you watch the recording, and you pull out the bits that matter. And I wonder, people who are in this room are looking for the magic. And when they're looking for the magic, I wonder if that's part of it, that when you're doing an event live, look, anytime you get a chance to reset any event always do it again. You learn twice as much the second time as the first time. Your brain just distills out the stuff, right? And look, if you go back through the recordings and take out, it's like you're talking about Ash and Jeff in that UK session show, right? It's amazing, right? But I think a lot of people listen to it like a football commentary, where they just enjoy it, but they don't take any of it. And you've actually got to write some stuff down and learn. The gold keeps falling, but you've actually got to be prepared to put your hands out and take a little bit of it, right? You've got to be prepared to learn the parts that are valuable, right?
Well, you've got to pick up the gems. They're littered with gems. If you're serious about being a successful trader, there is just golden nuggets all over that show.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And we are so lucky to have them. We really are. And yeah, so okay,
I'm looking at it now on my phone. I saw it this morning. 17 subscribers. What?
Yeah. What? Honestly, Simon, here's the thing, Simon, right? We're doing a show with you and we're talking about the money you've made, and we don't do it very often. And, you know, let's call it 1.4 million in 4 months. It's pretty rare. We don't do it very often, right? But if we wanted to if I started a YouTube show tomorrow and we made a pile of bullshit claims, I'd have 1,000 people watching it within a week. But if you actually want to teach the truth and do real stuff, no one's interested. You know, they'll go away and listen to some conny dude talk absolute crap to them and sell them a pile of complete bullshit.
Which we've done.
Not only you, Simon, and with due respect, almost everybody listening at some stage, I've done it, everybody's done it, right? But the really good stuff, it's frustrating to have that quality, the quality that we have. And sometimes, you know, again, even today, we've got 40 people listening to this. You know, some of this stuff will be of value. I want to, could you tell his commitment by the queue? He was asking polar bear shook. I'm not quite sure what that is, Helen. Have you let me know some more about that? Look, I'm finding that really interesting. A couple of things to note that I think is really interesting. We're going to talk about Shukri. You did his program 4 months ago, nearly to the day, the 19th of October, right? Yes, it was a 2-day event. And just so you know, Simon, 7 people did that event. Now, yeah. So since then, you've made $1 million. It cost $1,500 to do it. Correct. You've made $1 million. We've got several that would be in 6-figure profits out of 7 people, right? Yeah. Shukri's 10 times his account in the last year, and 7 people paid $1,500 to learn how to do that, and it astounds me. It absolutely astounds me. And again, I think that's really interesting with Shukri, because sometimes people let the enthusiasm and the charisma distract them from the knowledge. And it's great that he's entertaining and he's all over the place, and it is fun, but boy, you distill that knowledge down. That man lives this stuff like you live it now, right? And he's not doing this 10 minutes a day in the morning. He is doing this all the time. It's such a broad topic now, and there's so much stuff he knows. I've seen some stuff. I've been around a while. The other day I saw him buy Polkadot for $700, and 2 weeks later he showed me a valuation of $70,000. Yeah,
I've seen him do that many times.
Yeah.
He did it on your retreat.
Sorry?
He did it on the retreat. He picked up a project called Pay. He picked it up for 4 cents, 100x'd it on your show, and we purchased it at 100 times greater value than he did, and we've 2x'd that already. So he's 100x'd it, and we 2x'd it. Who's the boss?
Look, and it's one of the things, you know, we talked at the end of last year, we talked about changing our team, and that I didn't want trading intellectuals in my team. I wanted people who were doing this stuff and making money, and we had to be careful we didn't become just another company full of trading intellectuals. And this man does do it. And again, honestly, he's prepared to tell people how to do this for $1,500, and he's going to make it entertaining and amazing. And look, every week he sends you another 400 videos. Look, there's just so much content. Honestly, he's the only one we've got where we don't book his content, because my team just don't have time to book everything that he wants to do. We let him book his own stuff and do his own stuff, but it's just non-stop.
I pick up his videos. He does a couple of videos a day, just short little joke videos, and I pick them up at 7 p.m. UK. So I know that's probably 3 a.m. Malaysia, and his eyes are shut. But he's there, he's giving you the content, and it's just, you just grab that content, you play it again the next day. What's he talking about? What do we need to look at? What can we research? How do we do this? And that's kind of how we roll with him.
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about some stuff that he's got coming up. We're going to come back to more about your story. I think your story is really important. So this weekend, Shukri's running a program for our mentorship students about how to transfer from being a forex trader to a crypto trader, and it is different. So he's going to take them through in a day how to do that. That's exclusive to the mentorship students. Look, there's capacity on these events. So if you're a mentorship student and you haven't already clicked on that and committed to that, just click on that and commit to that. You get a day for free with a Millionaire Maker. That is for everybody on our mentorship program. You get a chance to do that. Also, not this weekend, but next weekend on Saturday, he's going to do introductory crypto. We're going to do his wallet program that, for those real beginners, how to set up a wallet, how to start, how to get into this. I think you're a good chance of sort of getting several $100s worth of free tokens given to you if you join with him, because he sort of knows how to get free money. And you'll get the chance to join the same program that Simon did for $1,500 US. We're not putting the price up. I mean, honestly, guys, we could double the price for this. I can get more people like Simon to come on here and talk about how much money they're making. We're not going to put the price up. It's going to be $1,497 US, I think. And someone in this show later on is going to win a draw, and they're going to get the free show for free, and they're going to get $500 off the full program if they want to do it. So we are going to give away a prize today. It will be $500 of value, and it's a $500 discount off Shukri's advanced Crypto Moon program. We start off with introductory to forex. So that stuff's coming up. So mate, 4 months ago, honestly, 4 months ago, you spent a weekend with Shukri and thought, I'll just pop $400,000 into a crypto account. Because you'd lost some money a month earlier with some weirdo who knew nothing. You just thought, what we'll do this, we'll just throw 400,000 at this.
There are 4 of us in this team. I've got Josiah on my left here who will say hello in a bit. And 2 guys who work in the office behind us who have been running this cash cow project single-handedly for the last God knows how long. And the funds were sat in the bank. You're looking at all the dollar stories and all the depreciation fiat stories, and Bitcoin was our first investment. It kind of felt safe. It kind of felt, you know what? If we invest in Bitcoin and it goes down, we know it's going up again. We're just going to buy a stock that's going to go up and down. So we're not trading it. We're not leverage trading it. We're not really putting it at risk. And that's all we've done. We've just invested in stuff that we're just buying crypto stocks that go up and they go down and they go up and they go down. And when they go up, they go up, 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 up. We've also, we're talking about Shukri's show, we've gone from, I'm teaching Josiah a bit of forex stuff and trading stuff, and I've gone from trading forex to trading crypto. So I now know what this show is going to be about, because I know the difference between trading forex, trading crypto, and
one this weekend, right?
Yes.
If you think you can trade crypto as a forex trader without knowing how to trans, it's not the same. And it's really important to understand it's not the same. And look, we talk about this on the retreat all the time, and I don't do it week by week, but forex markets are in massive ranges, and crypto markets are in massive trends. And the skills to trade a massive range versus a massive trend is completely different. So important show this weekend.
Yes.
Important program this weekend.
Sorry, where were we?
I was just going to say, where were we? So you did Shukri's introductory to crypto. You did his advanced program. There was a group of you involved. Josiah, you've been helping learn some forex with us, and he's a guy who just asked me a while ago if I could just give you some help to get him involved, and he's done a few bits and pieces with you along the journey, right?
Yeah, he was our lead engineer, so he was out on the tools, if you like, pulling in cable and getting his hands dirty, and we were looking at him going, why is this guy doing this? What's going on here? Because some people should not be doing that. He's got this fabulous, fantastic brain that's just full of knowledge, and we just, what's he doing? So we kind of plucked him out and sat him, as soon as we kind of saw Shukri, we sat him down and said, go and immerse yourself in crypto for the next month. We'll pay you for it. And in a month's time, you're going to sit with me and we're going to do the Shukri gig in October. And he went away, and a month later he came back and he knew everything about everybody and everything that's crypto. And it was like, wow, how did you do that? How did you retain that knowledge? And he's been with us ever since. He's not been out. I don't think he's left his building for about 2 months. He's just crypto mad. And we couldn't have done it without him.
We'll come back a bit more to the 400,000 and what happened, but I've got to ask you a question. How many hours a week do you work in your business?
Which business? The main business?
The main business.
Yeah. Since Christmas, 1
hour.
1 hour. Yeah, I mean, there's a girl that comes in on Fridays and we sit together for a couple of hours, make sure that we've got cash flow, make sure we can do what we're trying to do. Other than that, Mitchell and Barry, the 2 guys that they're running it on their own. They've lost 2 key players. They've lost me and they've lost Josiah. So we've kind of shoved them in it a bit. but they come in every now and again and they look at the numbers on the board and they go, no, we're all right.
Yeah, we'll go back out there and get that going. Was that one of the goals when you joined us? Was one of the goals just to get off crawling around in dark spaces trying to do stuff because your knees are shit? Or was part of it to be able to stop going to work every day if you chose to?
I'll tell you what it was. The main part of it was I was 47 years old. I don't have a pension. I've got a few bits and pieces asset-wise, but I knew that I couldn't do this forever. I didn't want to do it forever. So I needed something that was going to take me into the twilight years, somewhere where I could just sit and make money online. And the decision was easy in that regard.
I am looking forward to the world where you can travel again, Simon, and we can have another trading retreat live. It's one of the things, these trading retreats online, the team did a brilliant job a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was amazing.
So did I.
But you can't quite get the same as sitting down next to a guy after he's spoken and asking him some questions. It's not quite the same. And I can't wait till we can get back live and do those kind of things live. And look, it's we've talked about this a little bit as well, that we're not doing any more live recruitment. There's no more live recruitment events going on in Singapore. We're going to do a couple of online events a year, very small ones. We're not looking to do a lot more recruitment. We're looking to work with our existing clients and to make more. But the one thing that I'll do every year, no matter what, I'll be live at the trading retreat if there is a trading retreat, because it makes me a better trader, and I believe if it makes me a better trader, it makes everybody a better trader. So, mate, you did Shukri's course over a weekend. You'd had Josiah learn some crypto stuff and work really hard at that, and he's really clever. You'd had the balls to say a month before that, I'm going to pay you for a month to go and learn this crypto stuff. We're going to do this together. We're going to do this program together. You come back from Shukri's. I imagine you sleep for a couple of days because you've been up all night, a couple of nights in a row. You go back and watch some videos. How long after Shukri before you start getting into crypto positions?
A week, 21st of October. When was the course? I think it was the 17th, the course, wasn't it? That weekend, mid-October. We bought our first Bitcoin on the 21st of October. Within a month, we purchased 10 of them. We bought them at an average price of, I think it was about 15,000, which we thought was ridiculous. Why are we buying this? This is so, we just kept buying it, and we just, let's get a 10 bag of this stuff. And of course, Christmas turned up, January turned up, and this 10 bag of Bitcoin turned into this ridiculous amount of money. And we made a decision, good decision making. You say it all the time, make good decisions. We made a decision 2 weeks ago to sell the whole bag and recycle the Bitcoin profits into some other altcoin projects. And it was a big decision because trying to selling Bitcoin when it's $45,000, when you know that all this investment's come into it and the chances are this thing's just going to rocket for the next year, we kind of worked out that we didn't think, let's just say Bitcoin hit $250,000 this year. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, who knows? But that was only going to 5x us from where we were. We saw other projects that would do much, much better than that. And we decided to sell it. Unfortunately for us, we sold it 20 minutes before Elon Musk popped up and said Tesla had invested. So it cost us 20% that day, but we still did all right.
Look, so you sold 10 Bitcoins for $450,000, put some money into altcoins. Bitcoin is the method for people who aren't passionate about crypto. It's a reasonable place to put some money to learn. It's going to go up. You can make some money trading it. But if you really want the high reward stuff, you talk to Shukri and he tells you which alts to buy.
Bang on. That's it. We don't look at Bitcoin charts anymore. We're not interested. Our Bitcoin journey's over. This is our altcoin journey, and just listen to Shukri. Shukri puts you in touch with, not in touch with, but plugs you into other great guys that know what they're talking about. There's a guy on YouTube, right, who runs the Coin Bureau. His name's Guy. He's just got great knowledge, great information. We don't miss his videos. There's an awful lot of rubbish out there, as you know, and we've had to scout through that and get rid of it. And we kind of nailed it down to Shukri, to Guy, and one other fella called Karush, who's a crypto trader. So those three guys are our mentors, and we don't divert from that. It's all we need.
So, look, let me see if I can distill some of the lessons from this, right? One of the lessons, if I can paraphrase it a little bit, is have some balls. You know, you found a guy who was installing cable who you thought was clever. You had him work on Bitcoin for a month. You put him on Shukri's course, and 4 months later, he's helped you to make it $1.4 million, right? Most
Correct.
people wouldn't have paid for that first month. They'd have said, you can do this outside of hours. You know, you got to do this for a month for no money because, you know, you're not working. They'd have found some way to be cheap and not have got the deal done. But if you want to do it, you commit to it, you pay your money, you get the deal done, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. And you make sure you get the bits of gold out of the education.
Yeah.
If you need to go back and do the recordings, you go back and do the recordings and you learn the stuff.
I haven't watched any one of your classes that you put out, whether it's Ray, whether it's Ash, whether it's Justin, whether it's whoever. I have never ever watched one of those once. I think it's safe to say I've watched Ray's cop course 5 times, and every time I watch it, it just gets clearer and clearer and clearer.
It's an amazing thing. It's only logical, isn't it? When you watch something with some knowledge, you learn more from it than when you watch it the first time with no knowledge. And it's amazing to watch people redo programs where they just hear the stuff you say more directly and with more meaning than any other time. So I really like the idea of watching replays. I also like the thing about going through bit by bit with and just taking some notes and keeping that stuff you do for Shukri. Okay, so look, in a minute we're going to open up and we're going to ask people if they have any questions for you. I can see a few comments coming in. Look, I'm just having a look at my questions, see whether I've missed anything. Look, I think the only other couple of things I want to ask you is, so one thing, a couple of things, right? You're a team, and even the 2 guys out the front who don't do anything really with the crypto are part of the team because they keep the work going, so you don't have to, right? They do that so you can focus, and it's about you and Josiah are the trading buddies that work together to make this happen. You haven't tried to do this on your own. You found somebody else. And look, in truth, Josiah, you're about the same age as me. Josiah's a bit younger than us, right? And having someone in crypto who's a bit younger is quite helpful, right? They have a different understanding of it in some ways.
Oh, and his brain works a lot better than he just retains stuff, and you just like, well, how do you remember that stuff? So he's key. He was key. He always was key. When we pulled him in, there was no decision to make. I knew he would grab this. It's the kind of thing he would grab, and he just grabbed it.
Awesome.
Easy. Yeah.
We've got a couple of questions coming in. I think I've still got what's your dollar return on working with us?
What? Say that again.
What's your dollar return on investing with us and working with us? The money you've paid us versus what you've made. You've made a fair bit of money over the time. And we're talking about 1.4 in crypto, but there was a few 100,000 in forex as well, right?
Yeah. I can't remember what I've got. I don't really take much notice of what I paid you because I don't consider it expensive. So I just know it's value for money. So I don't really pay much attention. I just go, that's how do you do that for 400 Singapore dollars? I don't document that. I just buy it because I know that $400, something in there trebles that investment.
Nice.
That's kind of my mindset with it.
Look, I guess I've got this for you, Simon. So 7 people did the crypto course with Shukri that you did. A lot of them have had, it's normal, right? Some of them will never have traded crypto since, but we know that the 2 or 3 of them have done pretty well out of that program, right? If you were giving advice to people starting on the journey, the trading journey, be it forex, be it crypto, what would be your advice to those starting out, other than don't sign up as a professional investor with a broker who's dodgy?
The same advice that you would give: find a mentor, get a decent mentor, and I've traded on my own for the best part of 4.5 years, and it's a lonely, old, horrible place sometimes. And just the transformation in me as a trader since this guy's come along, even though he didn't know anything about the forex, well, it's just changed. When you can share something with someone and there's 2 of you, it's so much easier. It's just so much easier. So get a trading buddy, get a team. This is a team effort. It's a team job. It's not. I could never have done this on my own. I could never have done it without Shukri. I couldn't have done it without Josiah, and I couldn't have done it without the 2 guys at the back. So teamwork and dream work, right?
Yeah, mate, and it's a fascinating thing working with other people, and it helps you in the ways that I don't think people don't really expect. And some days when you've had a really good trading day, you just need a normal person to make you feel normal and bring you back down to earth. So the next day you can start again and be a normal trader again, and not wake up still up here and go making mistakes. It's really important to have your normal. I mean, Simon, clearly you've got some money, right? When you start talking about putting £50,000 a month into a trading account, not everybody can do that. But you're basically a normal guy leading a normal life. You've got a business, but you're a normal dude, right?
Yep, correct.
And when you say COVID's been reasonably good to you, did you fit out the hospital in London for free?
Yes.
So
we did some work. We did some work.
You helped set up the COVID ward or a new hospital for COVID, and you put the cabling of that stuff in for free to help fight COVID. That was your way, right?
Correct.
So part of this is about understanding a different relationship to money than most people have, where you're prepared to let a little bit go and believe that a little bit will come back.
Yes, it always does.
Yeah, you say that, Simon, but 1 in 1,000 people think that way deep down. And the truth is that if you recklessly throw your money around, you will lose it. But if you're prepared to put it in good places and let it do good work, it does have a way of coming back to you in my mind. Got a few questions coming in. We will run through these. Can you trade forex effectively after diving into crypto?
Good, great question. The answer is yes, and the reason I say that is that October last year, I had a horrible FX month. I think I got whacked for about 6% that month. Distracted with Shukri, distracted with sleep. And since October, FX-wise, I have put 1, 2, 3, 4 straight profitable months in. It's actually helped me. It's kept the discipline on this side of the room and the madness on this side of the room. And yes, it's helped me for sure.
It's one of the things, Simon, is really, if you take apart the first 14 months where you learnt and the money that got ripped off by the broker, you've got a pretty solid forex record over a period of time, haven't you?
Yes, it's all right. It's pretty solid. It does do a bit of that, but I know I'm going to get better at it. So I'm okay. I've got time.
The difference is, right, that crypto forex, you're not going to make the returns you can make in crypto, but crypto is not going to last forever. And that forex will be an opportunity to make solid money forever, in my view. Where right now, crypto is the opportunity to make obscene money quickly. What did you do the other day? In Shukri's class, you turned $200 into $12,000.
We've done it twice in the last 2 weeks. First time around, we turned $200 into $13,000 inside 20 minutes. And last week we turned $300 into $8,000, except we didn't sell it. We kept it. We kept that one. But you can do that. It's doable. I won't say it's easy. It is easy because all you need to do is go through the process to get whitelisted, to make sure you're there, and you just click a mouse, and your $200 turns into thousands of dollars. It's crazy.
Crypto's one of those things, isn't it, Simon, where there's a day of pain, right? You've got to get through wallets. You've got to get through all that bullshit. Once you've done that, you've just got to know how to be in the right place at the right time. So $200 to $13,000 in 60 minutes. So I'm going to put the price of Shukri's course up to $13,000.
I'll pay
it. Yeah, I'm sure you would. It's funny, Simon. The truth is that if we did that, we'd make more money, because we had 7 people pay $1,500. We'd have 5 people pay 13 grand for it, at the moment, no trouble at all. But we're going to keep it at $1,500, and we will put that link in reasonably soon for those that do it. I want to sign up for CryptoCast. So I doubled my crypto wallet since the trading retreat just by watching Shukri's YouTube show. I want the 100 times. Does Simon do his own crypto research or just follow Shukri's advice? You've got 3 mentors that help you, Shukri and 2 others, right? And decide
So Shukri plants the seeds, Josiah does the research, and I press the button.
Nice. So when we say teamwork is makes the dream work, it's not teamwork. We all do random things. We all do our role teamwork. It's proper teamwork, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, roles, defined roles, and everybody's skill sets are different, and you just bring them all together. I mean, you've done it. You do it yourself. You built this team, and you just bring in the right people. Add a few ingredients: trust, respect, timing, experience, focus, planning, dedication. Chucking a mad Malaysian mentor, and how can you fail?
It is. It's one of those things. I really think it'd be really interesting to do a quiz, with people about, what they're prepared to go through to be successful. Crypto requires them to go through one tough day, and it is a tough day. I think wallets are a pain in the ass. They're difficult to do, and getting the right things open in the right places, the right exchanges, learning all that stuff. It's quite onerous work, and I think opening a forex account's a lot easier than getting into crypto, to be honest. So to make a lot of money from crypto, you've got to be prepared to spend a day and go through that stuff. And I think if you really want to make a lot of money, for mine, I met the daughter of the guy that wrote the Once Were Warriors movie, the Once Were Warrior movie about the violent Maori guys in New Zealand, right? And he was going through some tough times, and she just said, genius is different. But they're not the same. We would like them to be the same as us, but geniuses aren't really the same as us. Shukri's not the same. He's a guy he's an amazing guy, and you've got to be prepared to sit through 10 or 15 minutes where he waffles off onto complete randomness in a session and not lose your cool, right? And
but that's entertaining. That's entertaining, yeah.
It is entertaining, right? You've got to go through one day which is tough, and 15 minutes where Shukri gets lost on some story which isn't particularly relevant to you, because he's going to do that in a whole day at some point, right? And if you do that, look, it's if you do that, Shukri's more than 10 times his account balance, and I think the really cool part about it, he's done that without ever putting himself at risk. There's never, look, Shukri's done this, and we'll talk to him about this next week in the show, but he's done this risking $1,000 at a time.
Yeah.
He hasn't done this on massive money. He puts $1,000 into a coin, or $200 into a coin, $300 into a coin, turns it into $10,000. It's insane. In fact,
that's why he's the boss, and we're the tutors.
Yes, mate. It's why we found him, and again, very, very lucky to find that man in some place. If you're listening, Shukri, keep it up. And guys, if you want to be part of it, I'm going to have Maya or James put the link into the free show. This weekend show is for forex traders on a mentorship pathway. It's the only way in. There's no other way into this weekend show. It's huge value, and we just don't give it away. If you're able to get into that, click on that link. If you're on the mentorship pathway, go and do that and learn the difference between forex and crypto. Next weekend is intro forex with intro crypto with Shukri. He's going to take you through that first day, which is a bit difficult. He's going to help you set up the wallets. He's going to handhold you through that, and he's going. You know how to slow the polar bear. And he's going to Sorry, I've lost my strategy. Oh yeah, and he's going to offer you a chance to pay $1,500 and go into a 2-day advanced course with him. And he's going to do a follow-up to that 2-day advanced course where he's going to provide you videos every day, ongoing stuff. So if you want to do that, click on the link for Shukri. It's a pretty simple program, that the free one. We allow 100 people in, and when there's 100 people in, we close it. So the Shukri feels that for that kind of event, he can do 100 people. We'll have some support there for him. But look, it's the same as all our guys. If they tell us a limit, that's the limit, and 100 people is the limit for Saturday week. If you want to get into that, click on that. This is the free program that took Simon to the $1,500 program, which took him to the millions of dollars. Guys, if you have any more questions for Simon, put them in the box and we will get him to answer that. In the meantime, should we meet Josiah?
Should we do that?
That'd be cool.
Should we do that? Listen, I'm gonna put a hood on him, and he's gonna wear a hood and some shades, because he's the guy with the hardware crypto wallet, and we don't want to put his face out on the ether, just for a little bit of security. So do you want me to just shift out the way and he can roll in?
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Here he is. Young Josiah.
Hey Josiah, how you doing, buddy?
Very well, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. It's nice to meet you, mate. I've heard from Simon various things about you. Are you enjoying the crypto journey?
It's been insane. From 4 or 5 months ago, only knowing your Bitcoins and your Ethereums and all that kind of stuff, to living and breathing it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Since then, it's been a bit of a roller coaster.
Oh, I'm sure. More ups and downs in the roller coaster, though. Well, it's one of the things, isn't it, right? Even making this money, you could have a day where you go backwards $100,000, right? That's part of the kind of money you guys are into this at, right?
Yeah, when you're clicking the portfolio and you've got big red bars across the board, then it can be heart in the mouth kind of stuff, because suddenly huge amounts of money disappear. But on the flip side, sometimes you wake up in the morning and you click the button again and it goes up. So it does swing wildly though.
Guys, Josiah's in the hood and the glasses just to make sure that his identity isn't given away. He does have the keys to the money, and we are putting this out on social media, so I think it's a really good move. So, Josiah, you were a clever guy doing manual work, and you've got into this. Do you have any advice for somebody else who wants to get into this?
Just there's so much good stuff out there, even on YouTube, that you can go and get a good idea. And once you get started, and you've got somewhere to build off, because it can be a bit daunting if you don't know anything. Then where do you start? But once you get a little bit of knowledge under your belt, then at least you've got somewhere to build off, and then you can just go from there. And there's so much available to get started, that it's just that, take the first step, and once you're into that world, then suddenly you see it everywhere.
Fantastic, mate. Look, I won't hold you any longer on the camera. Thanks for coming in, mate. Congratulations, and I'm pleased to have you almost sneak into our organisation and do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'm really pleased it's worked out well for you, mate. Stay in touch. I have a feeling that I'll be able to convince Simon to bring you to Bali next time we go, mate. I'm looking forward to having a quiet bourbon with you there. Perhaps we can take the glasses and the hoodie off in Bali. It'll be warm in Bali in the hoodie.
Yeah, I'll leave the hoodie at home that time.
Cheers, mate. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. See ya.
Okay. Look, I've asked Simon the questions that I've got for him, and I don't have a lot more questions coming in. If there are any more questions coming in, do let us know. I've just got a message from Shukri on some other stuff, I think. Oh, no. Okay. Look, Simon, I don't have anything more for you. Full of admiration, mate. I think what you've done is amazing, and I think that it's part of being in this industry that we see people that have a bad month and they quit, and or even a bad trade and they quit, and I just think that I think of people like yourself, and I just think, my God, there's so many reasons you could have quit in the first 2 or 3 years, and if you fight through, this is the opportunity. And that, I think it's really neat. You said to me when we first talked about doing this show, you said, look, life's pretty tough out there for a lot of people. If we come on and talk about this kind of money for people who are struggling with COVID, Is it a bit depressing for them? And I said, I just think that when people can hear the truth and hear what's possible, when you put possibilities in front of people, they can choose whether they get involved or not. But I think it's really uplifting, and I love your story. I think it's great that you overcome the stuff that you did, and I'm pleased to never have had to go through that myself, because I'm not sure I would have got through that particularly easily. It's a dark story, but I'm really pleased you did, mate. And I really do look forward to seeing you, hopefully in Bali, maybe in Singapore, but somewhere towards the end of the year, where we can talk trading and have another chat about this kind of stuff. As fun as this has been, I know that we'll sit somewhere over decent whiskey and talk about this, and there'll be a lot more learning for both of us just in doing it, so I really look forward to it. Thank you for your time, and thanks for sharing so openly. If there are any more questions that come in the next 30 seconds while I'm talking, we'll ask you. Otherwise, I'm going to let you go. I'm trying to work out how much money you make an hour to see whether the hour of your time I can afford to pay you for it.
Depends which day it is.
Without being too corny, have a goal, have a plan, get a team, have good mentors. You've got a good chance of it working out, right?
Yeah, don't be married to the plan though. You have to be flexible and have a base plan that can change. Things happen and new ideas come up, and as you all say, make good decisions.
Yeah, look, it's interesting. It's funny, Simon. I've been saying that for about the last year, and often all I'm doing is sitting in my office, talking at a laptop. It's a weird thing, and you say these things and you say them over and over again. And you don't know what lands and what doesn't land. And I always find it interesting what comes back from the guys who have succeeded, because that's the stuff that we need to keep putting out there. And, I think that thing about, just stay calm and make good decisions. That's the answer to everything on the planet. That's not just the answer to trading. That's just a common sense thing to do in any situation in the world, right? Stay calm, make good decisions, and you've got the best possible chance of it working out.
And buy the top of a Bitcoin bar.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it? It's we did it the other day. I went into Jeff's show with the UK session, because that's what Super Bowl, and I stepped in and I did the session for him. Then I said in there to him, I'm going to buy oil. And he said, he'd traded me for 10 years and he'd never seen me buy 5 consecutive buying bars. And I said to him, look, the market's changed. This is a short retracement and breakout world. And when stuff goes, you've got to pay the money and get in. And you take a risk at the top of anything. But, the decisive moment for Bitcoin for me was when it hit 20 grand. I was doing a daily market analysis. And I said in that week, I said, look, it's going to hit 20 grand. People were saying, blah, I said, look, it's going to hit 20 grand. It's going to get there. And I said, and when it does, we'll find out. Because if it hits 20 grand and it dumps, it's probably in this area for a little while. But if it's 20 grand and blasts through, that suggests to me that every time, and it did it at 50 grand, right? It's supposed to hit 50 grand and bounce, right? What did it do when it hit 50 grand? Just plowed straight through. And it's because it hits the level. It hits every news service in the world, and a bunch of new people come in and buy it. It's not particularly educated buying, right? It's just people hear on the radio that Bitcoin's gone through 50 grand.
It's corporate.
My electrician came out today. I had a chat with him a few years ago about getting into crypto, and he I didn't know he'd done this, but he sold his house and bought Bitcoin, and he stayed in the top 10 coins, and he's got 9 days left as an electrician. He's finished. He'll never work again. He's off to go and live in Thailand. He's off to go and buy himself a new house. He'll have 2 houses, and he will never work again. And he's going to cash up 80%, and he's going to keep 20 in the market. But I think my electrician's made about $6 to $10 million in those 4 years, and he's been quite lucky to have someone around him who knows what's going on. He's had some moments where he's down and all the rest of it, but he's hung tight and he's done it. And, guys, I'm going to tell you this, what I said earlier to Simon. I might finish on this. Forex is the ability to make money for the rest of your life consistently and by comparison slowly. This Bitcoin thing is the ability to make obscene amounts of money, to turn $300 into $10 or $12 or $15,000 in an hour is obscene. But the window on that is limited. I don't personally think it's limited for a month or 6 months. I think we've probably got a couple of years left in it, but it won't be there forever. It can't be there forever. Look, there's no shortage of people. Look. If you don't take the opportunity to turn $300 into $10,000 in an hour, somebody else will. That opportunity is not going to be left untouched by everybody else in the world. They're going to get into this stuff. And I think that'll continue to draw people in. And I think that'll continue to get crypto working for a period of time. I do think crypto's a bubble. I don't think it will go on forever. But I think that your opportunity is now. And if you don't take this opportunity, look, I don't think it's going to be like, I didn't sign up for the mentorship and I really regret it because I could have made some extra money. That's a great thing. And those who did it do really well out of it. But boy, if you don't sign up to this, you're missing life-changing opportunities. And if it's with us, fantastic. If it's somewhere else, that's fine. But don't put this off and think, I'm too busy at work and I'm going to do it 2 years from now, because you're not going to do this 2 years from now. This opportunity might still be okay, but it won't be like this 2 years from now. So if you're going to get into it, in my opinion, and look, again, let's disclaim it. I'm not telling you what to buy and sell. I'm just giving you an overview of the market. This isn't my expertise, but I've never seen an opportunity like it, and I don't think I will again in my short lifetime. Simon, mate, cheers, mate. See you soon in somewhere in the world. Stay in touch. If you want to do a reset on Shukri, let me know. We'll put you in the next one if you want to come back and do it again. To the rest of you guys, thank you very much. See you next week. Shukri will be my guest. Link ain't working. I'll try again. Before I go, James, can you make sure that link is working? I'm just clicking on it. I get something that asks me first name, last name. I'll put that in. Register now. Oh, we can't go. Look, the link did work for me. Maya, are you with us? Let's do a draw. We're going to give somebody in the room the chart. Let's do the draw. We're going to give somebody in the room, they get the free course for free. They get $500 off the advanced course. I can't do it any better than that because honestly, it's ridiculous. Who's our lucky winner going to be? They've got to be in the room to win the prize. Rightio, Mike, let's push the button and see who it is. The wheel of names.
It's going to land on me.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, gosh, Crystal, you seem to either win it or be one off it every week. You were pretty close last week, I think. Curtis, you have got 20 seconds to tell me. Let's do this one at a time. Curtis, you've got 20 seconds to text in and tell me that you are here. If you are here, close, Crystal, close. I'm going to message Curtis, and I shouldn't have ended the show and then pushed back into the prize because I have lost a few people from the room. I think right now Curtis is one of it. So someone here is saying to give the prize to Crystal. That is, of course, Crystal. Jira's here. Well done, Jira. Nice to see you in as well. Let me know how the pig investments going for you, Jira. I wouldn't mind an update on that if you don't mind. Don't go. We're going to do one more draw. Our winner is not in the room. We did have a few people leave when we said we were going to finish. That is my mistake. I do apologize for it. Let's do my again. Let's get another winner. Come on, we can do it. Who's going to win it? Jira wants to win it. Crystal wants to win it.
That's again.
Gerald, are you in the room? Got a few comments coming in. A lot of people telling me they're here. I got a few guys telling me that that he left. Gerard, are you in the room? Look, he is indeed in the room. That's Gerald. Gerald Mack, is it Gerald? Do you want it? Gerald or Gerard, please, Mai. Yep, there you go, Gerald. You're the winner. Mate, Mai will let James know tomorrow. He will be in touch and give you the prize. As I said, you will have free access to, and Mai, can you put the link in for that free course as well, please, just to make sure everybody does have it. I did just check it, Steve, and it worked fine for me. So if it isn't working for you, just reach out to contact@actionstowealth.com and they will help you out. There it is in the room, guys. You can click on that and do intro crypto for free. Get a day with Shukri. look, get a taste for what it's like working with the man. He is a genius. He is super clever. He'll take you through some really simple stuff on that first week. You'll actually make some money just from turning up and doing it. It's free, and you'll make some money just for doing it. And you'll get a chance to work out whether you want to spend a couple of days with him and see if you can get your chance 4 months from now to be on the show. Here's what I'm prepared to do, guys. If you do that course and you're more than 4 times your account, I'll have you on the show as a guest at some stage. 400 to 1.4 million is about 3.5 times the money for Simon. So if you do 4 times your money, we'll have you on the show. You can have a chat with you as well. There have been plenty of other guys who did that course. 7 of that course was Simon. We know of 3 or 4 that have done really well. We don't know what the rest have done. We don't know anybody that hasn't done really well. Some do these things. Some don't do these things. I do wonder if you do a course and somebody else in the course makes over $1 million and you haven't done much, whether you look back and wonder about that. Thanks, Mai. Thanks, James. Thanks to the team, and thanks to everybody who's joined. See you guys next week. Shukri will be my guest. We will be giving away access to the same kind of prize. He'll be talking about his program, what he teaches, why he works, how much time he spends on it, how he finds these things. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you, Josiah, for us as well, please. And we'll talk to you guys also. See you guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.